Welcome, Prowl Nation. Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk coming at you, brought to you by Lions Nation Unite. Today, we're going to talk about DeAndre Swift and give a big preview of the Bears versus Lions today. But before we get to all that, got to go to my man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. You know what we're doing. The March to 10,000 is on. So get on this ride, Clyde, and be a part of this movement to 10,000 subscribers. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free, but we love having you here. And if you haven't got on the Lions Nation Unite app, what you waiting on, man? It's a party over there. Come on, get in. The water is fine. Hey, but time to kick it to the third man of the crew. You know who he is. The ladies love him. LL Cool Tawrence. What's up, my dude?
What's up? Welcome to the show, Joe. And good morning, Proud Nation.
Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let go.
Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep. Hey, welcome back to the show, people. Man, it's so good to be here on a Thursday morning. But, Jim, you got something on Swifty. What you got, my dude?
Well, Dan Campbell said DeAndre Swift is the starting running back now for the Detroit Lions, and also that he's going to get more carries because he's earned it. Well, his 2021 stats, he's 27th in the league in attempts, which means, yes, he needs to see the ball more. He's got 123 yards. He's tied for 35th in the league, which really isn't all that good. But touchdowns, he's tied for 15th, and he's averaging 3.7 yards, which is good for 38th in the league. I just wanted to give you some of those stats. But with more touches, those stats will come up. And I think because of the injury and stuff, I think they held him back. But I think he's full go now. I know he's limited in practice, but that's just a procedural thing or, trying to protect the guy. What do you got on this, Curt?
Yeah, you look at what he's done, and you look at Dan Campbell's yesterday presser. He was like, yeah, he's earned this, and, we were trying to keep him and, keep him down, what I'm saying, a little bit. So they're trying to keep him around and keep him healthy. But I just like the fact that, he's going to get that recognition from his coaching staff and his effort out on the field. I think that he can definitely be a big integral part of the offense. I think that's what they wanted in the first place. But he had to get healthy first. And Jamal Williams, he's not a slouch either. So I think we have a good 1-2 punch. I just think that the one punch, the first punch is going to be Swift now. And then the second punch is going to be Jamal Williams. Or excuse me, Jamal that. What you got, LL?
Yeah. I'm pretty much in agreement with both of you guys. We've been seeing info saying that they're, be prepared for more Swift. I'm ready, man. Maybe it's because of, I think Jim just said that, there was some precautions in the preseason. They were holding them out, just for whatever reasons. I personally thought it was just how, teams, they just won't let their guys go out there and get hurt in preseason. But maybe it was a little something there. And maybe now he's, good to go as full as they want him to go. So I'm fully prepared. I'm ready. You said he's averaging 3.7. The team as a whole, I think we're averaging 4.2. So that's right around average. So he's just a touch below average, but he hadn't been getting the ball that much. So, our offensive line have been getting pushed. So I'm expecting a pretty decent game from him coming up on Sunday.
Man, he's got some burst and some explosion. When you've seen it in the last game, he was shooting right by people. Good moves. He's a little shifty, but you know
Patience.
what? Yeah, and he's patient too. You're right. He has good vision as well, I think. So yeah. I just think he earned the opportunity. I really do.
Just keep him from jumping over people. I ain't like that.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
He gets some air, though, don't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he can do it. But, hey, man, keep your feet on the ground.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars or whatever.
Yeah,
if you like the content here, give us a thumbs up, a like, and also, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. It helps that march to 10,000 subscribers. You had a really good month. We really appreciate each and every one of you. And now the family discussion topic, I'm going to say, how good do you think DeAndre Swift can be? Not what he is right now, but how good can he be as he develops? I've heard some people liken him to Barry Sanders a bit. I'd pump the brakes on that a little bit, but I do see a few similarities in his shiftiness, but he's not Barry. Let's not go
You
there.
know what? I will kind of compare him to that Marshall Faulk type of running back.
Okay.
A little bit. Marshall could run it more, but a little bit.
I see that.
Yeah, a little bit of Marshall Faulk in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like that.
I think not Jamal Charles. What's my man? LaShawn McCoy a little bit. When he's running, he's kind of
not quite
Jamal
as fast. I don't think
Jamal McCoy's a little jukey too. So
he is jukey.
Yeah. You know, hey, some good comparisons right there. Tell us what you think in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. That's gonna be an interesting topic. I'm really interested to hear what you guys got to say about that one. You know what I'm saying? But Jim, it is time to look at the defensive outlook versus the monsters of the Midway. You know, Val's team, the Chicago Bears.
Defensive outlook versus the Bears. I'm going to tell you this. Their offensive line is trash. Their offensive line is garbage. And so I think we've played decent offensive lines. Pretty decent. The Packers had some injuries. You know, Baltimore also had some injuries. So I think we're going to eat. I really do. I look for some exotic blitz packages like we had before. I'm looking at the linebacker blitzes. I'm looking at, a safety blitz. I'm looking for, our ends to start eating, or our outside linebackers, if you want to call them that, edge rushers. Julian Aquara. I don't think Romeo's going to play, but we need that pressure on whoever quarterback is going to play. We don't know that yet. When we get to the offensive outlook versus the Bears, well, Curt, you could talk about that too if you want, but they have 3 quarterbacks and they don't know who's playing. So we'll see how that goes. But I think the key to the game defensively versus the Bears is pressure, and more pressure. I think and different looks confuse the guy, especially if it's Justin Fields. Bring as many different looks as you can, bring pressure from multiple points because our secondary is okay, but it's not great. Protect the secondary by getting that pass rush, get him off his game. Maybe he's throwing interceptions. Maybe we get a lot of sacks, but get off of third downs too. These long plays of like their 3rd and 12s and 3rd and 10s and stuff like this, we've got to get off the field on those two. Haven't been extremely successful with that this year. So I think that's something that they had needed to clean up too. And it's something I want to see in this game because this is not a very good offensive team in Chicago Bears. They got good players. They do, but it's a thing with the Bears that they just have terrible play calling. Number one, Matt Nagy's on the hot seat. And I think they're prime for us beating them in their house. Just watch out for the rain.
Yeah, man, that rain is you just don't add water to golf, man. Once y'all start talking about rain, I just say,
like the Gremlins.
Gremlin.
But maybe he wise up and use a glove or practice with a wet ball. I don't know, but hopefully, those things will work out. But defensively against them, exactly what you just said. I personally think their weapons are pretty good. Like they got a lot of speed over there outside of having, all the tight ends that they could, have on the roster. They got some speed out there and they got Allen Robinson. So let's,
Cole Kmet everything could be big in this game too.
We gotta put the pressure on them just so those guys can't have a good game. It always seemed like, even with Mitchell Trubisky, it just seemed like they found a stride against us. We can't let that happen this week. No, I think this is a big game for Aaron Glenn to show what's up out there. We gotta, like you said, this is a team that's kind of down. Not in life, don't step on people when they're down, but in football, definitely step on people when they're down. Step on. This is the game that we should do. And in Lions past, this is a game that we would let them do whatever the hell they want. And I don't think we're going to do that this week.
One more big thing is the focus also needs to be on them inside linebackers and their coverage, because Cole Kmet could eat against us. But I just don't think they're going to have enough time to throw deep passes. If we can get the pressure, they won't have enough time to let plays develop. And that's what we have to do. We don't want our corners covering for 3, 4, 5 seconds. We don't want that. We want to get him throwing within 2 seconds of getting the ball.
Right.
And that's the big key to the game. What do you got, LL, for the offense?
Our offense against their defense, everybody's banged up, but they have some key injuries. Denny Trevathan is on IR. Khalil Mack, Tayshaun Gibson, and Eddie Goldman are all questionable. Those are key spots. Eddie Goldman is big in their middle. Akeem Hicks, I think we heard yesterday in the Gold members meeting that his foot is hurting. Yep. So, that's where, and that's kind of where our strength is at. When we're pulling and swinging and kicking around, we got our guards pushing in and washing up their interior defensive linemen. So I expect a lot of that on Sunday. We should be able to get that off. They're allowing 25. They're allowing over 25 points a game. They're only scoring 13. So hopefully that helps us. They're allowing 119 yards rushing. I'm not exactly sure where that ranks as far as the league goes, but that could be, even with those pieces, that could be good for us because they don't have a lot of those pieces. They so far through 3 weeks, they gave up 6 touchdowns, gave up 15 sacks, even though 9 of them was in one game. So I think all of those factors should play into us getting a big win on Sunday. Lots of play action, heavy on the run and then play action. And I think that should be able to get us where we want to be.
Absolutely. I like the screen game against them too. Keep those guys honest. And that screen game was really effective last week. And I think we could use it again this week. I think that, we'll see. Khalil Mack did not practice. It's a huge thing for them. And I'm like, wow, that could be a pretty big opportunity for us, but I think he'll probably play. That's just my thing on that.
I just like the offensive line is to continue to do what they need to do when they do, make sure they, smash mouth, putting people on their back. And Akeem Hicks, he's got a memory of Frank Ragnow. Last time we saw them, Frank Ragnow pancaked him and she out there on the shoulder of the field. So, he may be looking to get some payback. But if his foot's hurting, I think Ragnow can own him again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ragnow is the highest rated, I know we don't like to use these guys, but he's the highest rated center in the NFL right now. He is it. He's the man right now. So if he continues to do that, and we can, translate some of his performance into wins for the team, I really would like that. But I think the offensive line needs to, keep mauling those guys. We're not scared of the Bears. We have no reason to be scared of the Bears, and we face some of the best pass rushers in the league right now through the first couple of games, and we've held our own. So I don't see why we shouldn't do the same thing in Chicago on Sunday. So the run game needs to be one of those good things that we do against the Bears, and that offensive line just needs to hold up and give Jared Goff the 6 seconds to do the check down. Six second check down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. Hey, but if he can throw it,
shake down.
He can. If he can get that 6 second check down to the right guys, then we'll be all right.
You got to go to the right one.
You got to go to the right guy. But hey, if you like this content, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. All of these things help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And with that YouTube algorithm, it just helps. But you know what you guys to do. If you haven't done so already, what you waiting on? Subscribe to the channel. Become a part of the Prowl Nation family. I always tell you to get on the bus, Gus, ride this train, Wayne, and get on this ride, Clyde, because we own the march to 10,000 and we need you. And we want you right here, part of our family on the Prowl Nation, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Now the X factors of the game, Kurt got to, do a little something. X factors for me on the defensive side of the ball. Jim said it earlier. Inside linebacker play. You have Cole Kmet. To cover those tight ends down the middle of the field is going to be key. You're going to have to mix up your coverage. Derek Barnes is going to have to be a big part of that as well. And Zaloni, probably bring down a safety, or you bring in the sub packages where you bring in a Marlowe or a Reeves Maben. I think Reeves Maben may be the best matchup for that. He can cover. He may be a little undersized, but he has some good coverage skills. So I think if you can keep those tight ends, because they got probably 12 of them on the roster, you can control the middle of the field and make whoever the quarterback is, that safety blanket of that tight end can go away, and we definitely forcing him to his other reads. So whoever's back there, be it Foles, be it Fields, be it Andy Dalton. Right now, Matt Nagy says, what is it? Is Andy Dalton's the one, Fields is the two, and Foles is the backup. I mean, is the backup to the backup. So, but that's my X factor. Inside linebacker play downhill in the run game, and play good in coverage. That's my X factor on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, continue to attack the perimeters in the run game, either be it by run or screen. Attack the perimeters. We've shown that DeAndre Swift has the ability to attack the perimeters in a good way, where he can burst through those gaps, those holes, and get down the field. So continue to attack the perimeter. We can get the Bears defense on their heels, and because their strength is on their defense is up the middle. Mm-hmm. Their weakness is on the perimeter. So if we attack those perimeters and keep those guys guessing, I think we can definitely eat some time off the clock. And it doesn't. I'm not looking for a high scoring game. I want us to control the clock and keep whoever on the bench. I don't care whoever the quarterback is. Keep them on the bench with that perimeter running game, and eat some clock, but attack the perimeters and get down the field in the run game. And those are my X factors for the offense and defense. What do you guys got?
I like attacking the B gap on the left side, giving Penei Sewell and I forget his name, 73.
Jonah Jackson.
Yeah, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow. Frank Ragnow picking up a guy so that Sewell can go and get to the next level if he chips. Mm-hmm. And then I just like the idea of being able to go with those big defensive guys. I think that we do have the leverage in that area right now. Even though Chicago has a really good offensive line, I would watch that. On defense, Derek Barnes is a bigger body, and I think he can cover as well. Anzalone, he's whether he's still learning or what, I don't like him in coverage as much. But he did good. He got a good sack, and he's getting pressure. So let's keep him doing that type of thing. And we just got to get better in coverage. Tracy Walker, Will Harris, I know that Owarie had an interception, but his coverage isn't great. Bobby Price played well, but we really need to hone in on that coverage, and the defensive line will help with that.
X factors, if I could just give a couple players, I guess. Offensive X factor, would be, of course, DeAndre Swift, who we highlighted earlier. And a big matchup is what you guys just said, Penei Sewell versus Robert Quinn. Because if Khalil Mack doesn't play, of course, he's going to get matched up with Robert Quinn. And Robert Quinn is actually having a pretty decent season. So let's look out for that. And defensively, I'm just like we've all said, I'm looking for our defensive line to take advantage where we have it against their offensive line.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I'll be remiss if I didn't mention this is that we have to find a way to get TJ Hockenson the ball more. We have to stack him, move him, shift him, and just to get him in situations where we can get him open. Because you look at what Baltimore did. Baltimore said, we're not going to let this guy eat all game. He's been killing defenses in the first couple of games. So what we're going to do, we're going to blanket him, top and bottom. We're going to have a linebacker underneath, safety over the top. So you're going to have to stack him, move him, shift him, put him in motion to get him open in this game versus the Bears. So those are the X factors for the game. Hey, if you like this content, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, and you know what you got to do. Get on this ride, Clyde, and be a part of the movement to 10,000. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, because you keep coming back and watching the videos. So why ain't what you doing? You go ahead and subscribe. But
it's free.
It's free. It's free. Right. And if you need more free, it's free 99 and 50 free cents.
I love it.
Another thing that's free is Super Draft. The link is in the description. Come and play against your boy Curt in Super Draft Daily Fantasy this Sunday. The link is in the description. It's some fun. And if you like Super Draft and you like playing the game against me, you can go ahead and put some of that cheddar down and play for some cash. But, we playing for free. We're going to have some fun, talk some trash. And it's a different type of game with their champions mode and their multiplier with the game, where you don't have to rely on a salary cap. You can just do the multiplier. you can pick a guy who's not rated that high, and he can score you a ton of points and lead to a victory for you right there in Super Draft. So come on, play your boy Curt Steele in the Super Draft. The link is in the description. Now it's time to get on. Oh, what you got, Jim?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you think you got game, come play the Man of Steel.
There you go.
If you think you got some game, come on and play. I had one more thing on the X Factor thing, though. Rain.
Ooh,
the rain is in the forecast there. We got to watch that. That is an X factor in this game.
Yeah, the gremlin effect will be, we got to get him a glove with some extra stickum on him. If he got to do Teddy 2 gloves or something. At least Teddy 1 glove or something. I don't know. He got to do something. Yeah, but it's time to get on the choo-choo. The pain train is pulling into the station. Well, for the Lions, we got Trey Flowers. Definitely is gonna be most likely out. Did not practice again this yesterday. Knee and shoulder injuries are plaguing that fella. All right, man, heal up. DeAndre Swift is back on that pain train again with that groin injury. He's limited. I just think they're kind of just doing that veteran thing with him, keeping him fresh because the guy's moving pretty good out there on the field. Michael Brockers, I think, is the same with him, veteran thing. He's got that shoulder injury. He's got that big old brace. I think they're helping him out with that. And then, big number 95. Actually, to me, I think he's the leader of our defense right now. Romeo Okwara, he's out with a shoulder injury as well, but I just think that those guys, those last 3 guys, they're all kind of veteran, holding them out just to make sure they're going to be fresh for the game on Sunday. Jim, you got the Bears. Who's riding that pain train for them?
Yeah, for my wife's Bears, not mine. We have an interesting thing here. Khalil Mack is out. It did not practice with a foot injury. Don't know how severe that is. And I don't know if he's going to be trending to play this week. So that's interesting. Jesse James, former Lion tight end, personal reasons he didn't practice. Joel, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Linebacker, hamstring. He's no practice for Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Graham with a non-football injury. It's not an injury. It's just a non-injury. He just didn't practice. So we don't know if they're holding him out or what's going on. Day of rest for a vet could be. Mm-hmm. Tayshaun Gibson, defensive back. This is an interesting one. Hamstring. No practice. That one could hold him out of the game. Yeah, pretty much. Wide receiver Darnell Mooney, a good wide receiver for them. He's got a groin issue. He limited in practice. Eddie Goldman, big defensive tackle. His knee, he's limited in practice. And Andy Dalton, the quarterback, with a knee injury. And they are saying that this is now week to week with Andy Dalton, and he probably won't play. So that's an update on Andy Dalton and the quarterback situation, which now would kind of fall to Justin Fields. He practiced fully with that hand injury. So looks like we may be seeing Justin Fields in this game or Foles.
Yeah. Whomever it is some fresh kneecaps to bite.
Yes. Well, there's a couple of knee injuries. I'm wondering why we have so many shoulder injuries. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of that stuff kind of going around with our shoulder injuries, but I just think that, but I think some of that stuff is just precaution. I'd like the way that the new training staff is handling this. Bringing the former, not the last guy, but the guy that was here before, Quinn Trisha, bringing him back in the fold, and then with the sports medicine crew, I'm liking the way that they're holding it down as well. So I think that, we look like the Bears last year in week 3, where we have a laundry list of players, but 4 guys on the injury list on the pain train is not bad.
No, not bad at all. No, we'll take that. We'll take that every single time. All right.
Definitely.
Now we're going to shut our mouth and we're going to go to what you had to say. It's time for the comment cards. And I got Ryan Zarzecki. He says, what the NFL should do, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I said yesterday, should do is add a play clock. And when it reaches 0, a loud horn, big flashing lights go off, just like when a hockey player scores a goal. That way there's no debate on the clock reaching 0. The refs that make the same mistakes, so blatant, have no business being a referee. I agree with this. And 100%. And there's the reason. You can have like a alarm or a buzz thing go off, or like a cattle prod or something for the ref. That would be fine with me. When it goes off, like that would work too. But for me, I don't want to leave anything in the referee's hands if I don't have to. I am sounding every alarm. I'm turning the lights off and on. I'm doing I'm making the screen say, guess what? Clock is 0, stuff like that, because I want all the fans in the building to know. I want the NFL to know. I want everyone to know this should not be a subjective thing. When it's 0, it's actually 0. So throw the flag.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. McKellen Morris says, of course, Dan Campbell should call the league. Obviously, the league doesn't think they've done anything wrong, hence why they haven't called. It's as if they feel they don't owe it's as if they feel like they don't owe the Lions an apology for screwing them over anymore. It would help if Sheila Ford was also on that phone call. Thank you for that. I agree. I thought for sure, as soon as I seen it happen, I said, yeah, they're gonna be giving us an apology. And we ain't got to hear some, I don't know. Maybe they just, instead of apologizing, they just give us a makeup blunder or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. All right. So looking at the next one, we have Dag the Gur says, I want to know if the NFL bias or a referee bias. Okay, so is it a NFL or referee bias? No question that it is a bias, excuse me. But who is it? Is it the refs? Are there consequences from the NFL? Do they have to do an audit to make sure no funds were involved? If it's the NFL, that will be worse. I suppose it could be both. Interesting comment. Could be, or it could be like we said the other day. Could be that we ain't earned that respect. Like that the Jordan effect, or the we don't call fouls on Jordan, and we don't call fouls on LeBron, so we don't call we don't call penalties on the team that the Lions are playing.
I think to answer this question, I think it's the NFL, because the refs work for the NFL. And so also I've seen bias in scheduling. It seems like every time first 5 games are really hard for the Lions, teams that we're not expected to beat. And 3 out of those first 5 games are generally on the road, because momentum is a huge thing in the NFL. And if you can get them to 1-3 or 0-3 or whatever, it kills the momentum for the whole season, because very few teams make the playoffs at 0-3 or 0-4 or 1-2-5 or something like that. So I see that in there too.
I think it's a league endorsed bias against the Lions. I think on the referee application, there's a box that says, do you hate the Lions? And you check it, then you're probably more likely to get the job.
I love that. That's on the application.
I'm feeling that, dude.
The next comment came from a friend of the show, the artist formerly known as PC Payload. Feeding off what you said about how the league is starting to view us, maybe the Lions just need to show the X-Files world leaders in that dark room, a.k.a. the NFL Commission, that we aren't going to lay down and be the redheaded stepchild of the league anymore. Earn respect to be shown respect, or something like that. It's only one step in the right direction, but it's probably the most important one. 0-3 means nothing to me in the first year of a rebuild, but earning respect is what I've been hoping for the Lions my whole life. And finally, we seem to be getting some. Chin up, pride. I agree with a lot of that, PC. I don't agree. Like, if it's a call, call it. I don't care if I'm Tom Brady or if I'm Jared Goff. Call that call. But I 100% agree. That was the outlook that I wanted to have from this season. Is like, yeah, they know what's up. And it seemed like they, everybody so far that we played so far, even though the games haven't gone our way, they've all had positive things to say about it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Chris Cashbaugh says, 3 games in, we got a defense with +8 sacks, and the turnovers are getting pretty solid as well. Our QB pressure rate has easily doubled from last year. I'm surprised more are not taking note of it. They're young, but they are seeing things we haven't seen in a decade. Gosh, you're so right. Man. Boy, we didn't get a lot of sacks with no pressure, Patricia, but we got, but you know what? Yeah, we're getting turnovers. We're getting sacks. We're getting pressure. I just think it needs to be consistent. I think we just need to be an attacking defense. I think that's where we're going to make our money right now, since the secondary isn't all that great yet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, and the most interesting name in the world for this comment for
I
the
love it.
viewer, cerebral failure. This is the name of this. You know what? You have the most interesting name.
I like that one.
Your name stood out the most in the comment cards, but it says repeated egregious calls by the referees is bad for team morale. They are out there giving their all, putting their bodies on the line, only to have wins stolen by bad calls. Dan Campbell should absolutely call the league every time it happens. Also, there should be a record of the good and bad calls made and who made them available and have them available to the public. I agree with that as well. That way, we as consumers of the sport spot those refs with potential bias as well as just bad refs and push the league for their removal. If something like that was available, I think more refs would work harder to avoid making bad calls, no matter who the teams are that they are refereeing. Wow, I like this comment, man.
Me too.
You know what though, and I have to say that, and I think a lot of people have voiced this. They said, why not make the referees available for the media after the game? And they would have to answer the questions why they made. Could you imagine that crew chief having to go out there and answer that question for his back judge on that play after that game? Yeah.
That's a really good point, Curt. I really believe in that too.
Just real quick before we move on. With that, I like that. If the refs had to answer for a bad call that we can remember, what's one that you would want to be in the room for? Like, what's one that you would want to ask them about?
Oh, it's got to be the game, the playoff game versus the Cowboys. Tell me how did you pick that flag up? You tell me how you picked that flag, and how did you not call Dez Bryant for
the helmet
out on the field
off.
And actually touching a referee, which is an automatic dismissal from the game.
I don't understand that either.
Ejection. Yeah, that's
one other thing I'd love to see, and that is one of the things I'd want to see there. But I'd want to see how you didn't notice that the man was down in that Houston Texans game, the Thanksgiving Day Texans game. How did you not notice? You have all these officials, and no one noticed his knee was down. Nobody. They just let it go.
It's one of them. You ever ask somebody a question, you already know the answer. You just try to see if they real enough to answer. Keep a player answer.
For real.
And they don't, and it's like, come on, G. That's what I'm more interested. I want to see. I want to see him stumble because that's one. Like, how do you explain that?
Yeah. And that rule that they had, I don't think that's a rule anymore. But that rule that they had, where if you challenge a play that was a good review,
penalty.
It's a penalty, and the play just stands because it was. You were gonna. Why is that? Why is that a penalty where you just let the play go because he challenged it? That doesn't make any sense to me. You penalize it. Okay, yeah, you can give us a penalty. You can give us a 15-yarder, but don't just let the play go and a scoring play happen. He was obviously down because you would have ruled him down during the replay. That doesn't make any sense.
If you're looking to get it right, that was a terrible call. That is probably one of the worst besides the Calvin Johnson one, but that was probably one of the worst. I mean, just blatant cheating that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I hope that
the fix was in that game. I'm sorry.
Maybe we as fans need to write the league office and get some of those rule changes, because I would like to see those two things: the shot clock alarm system for the play clock.
I agree.
And like a referee type press con, or they have to answer up for whatever.
Make the crew chief available to the media.
Yeah. Great. I would like to see those two things change, because every year there's always some rules in the mix to be changed. Those two things I would like to be added or changed.
Definitely.
Totally agree. All right, we talked a lot about that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But now
good
it's
comment,
time.
though. Good comment.
It was a great comment.
Cerebral failure. We like that.
I like that. So now we go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man Curt.
All right, so we got to have some dessert with your man Curt. Brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion, especially now that the football season is here. You get 4 footballs, 4 helmets, and 4 logos of your favorite team for $35. These are some big size cookies. They're shipped fresh in cellophane, and you get them, you pop them in the microwave, and they are good to go. And they really sweeten up your football viewing experience. Delightful bites.
Mm-hmm.
Get your cookie on. Now, here's some bright spots coming out of the game against the Baltimore Ravens. Here are our top-rated players by PFF for that game. It was the top-rated defensive player was Julian Okwara. He rated at a 91.7 mark, which makes him elite. Anything over 90 is an elite player per PFF. Now, rounding out those guys for the top 5 for PFF on the defense, Tracy Walker, 82.5. Amani Royer, 79.5. His big brother, Romeo Okwara, 77.3. And edge rusher, Charles Harris, 71.9. I've been liking Charles Harris since he's been on the Lions. Yeah. He's been doing his thing. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, second-year running back, DeAndre Swift, graded out as the top. He had 47 yards in the run game, another 60 in the pass game with an 82-point PFF score, 82.1, for that game. Rounding out the other top 5 for those offensive players is you got center Frank Ragnow. You know who he is. Frank the Tank, or Big Bank Frank, like I called him. He got that big contract, 75.5. You have Cordero Hodge, 73.3. Okay. Matt Nelson.
Ooh. I'm just kidding.
Matt Nelson was a 72.9, playing pretty well. And Darren Fells rounded out with 72.7. So those are your top 5 offensive and defensive players per PFF in the game versus the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. That is your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on.
Yeah. Final thoughts for today. I know who Cordero Hodge is, his wide receiver. I was just making fun of the whole thing. But anyway, no, final thoughts for today is I think that this game is going to be competitive. I think they're going to give us a little more than we expect. And I think it's going to be a close game. I got us Lions 20 and Bears 17. That's going to be my score for the game. Tomorrow is Free for All Friday. I will not be here because I will be meeting Herman Moore tomorrow. So that is going to be amazing. Hopefully I'll have some video or some pics to share with you guys. And on Lions Nation Unite, I try to do videos on there too. So go over there. Kurt's on there and LL's on there. We're all putting in content over there as well. So go out and check out that app. Appreciate each and every one of you for riding the train with us and the march to 10,000 subscribers, and to all of our friends and family. Really appreciate each and every one of you.
Yep. My final thoughts on this Thursday. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Be kind, of course. But let's go on out there and beat them Bears on Sunday, man. Let's get this first win of the season. Let's let all of the BS so far pay off on Sunday. Let's take it all out on them on Sunday, because I hate the Bears too. So, let's go out there and do it like we hate them.
What you got for the score, my dude?
Score, I think yesterday I said 30-10. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say something like that, 30-10, 2017, or something like that. I think we're going to run away from it.
Okay. All right. My final thoughts for the day is, it is Thursday. I'm happy to be here. Of course, bringing you this content right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And I think we can take advantage of a banged up Bears team. Their offensive line is atrocious. I mean, you're looking around like I think the stat was 0.7 seconds per drop back for Justin Fields last week when someone was in his face. And I think we got the bodies to get to him. So I think we can definitely make it where we can make his life miserable on Sunday. I got the Lions 24-7 for the game on Sunday. Wow. So that's what I'm looking at.
They're popping them.
Yeah, definitely. You're looking at it. They gained 47 yards of offense on last week. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I just don't see it. Mm-hmm. But hey, that's what we do here. Right here, we give our predictions. I might be wrong, but I hope not. So let's walk over. We got to take that stroll over. We got to holler at the Wall of Fame, baby. Okay, we got the Wall of Fame. We got bronze members. We have Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion, the Latino Leo, Brian Stover, Bo Gagrius. Took us a long time to get that name right. Justin, my favorite beer, 10K. Sage Roberts. We have Sub Z Trap City Boys Entertainment. Crystal Wiley, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, Art Allen, Jimbo G, the Flintstone.
you.
What up, Jimbo? And David Anderson. And you know who it is. If you don't know anything, you should know about Everything King. That dude does some good content over there on YouTube. So go check him out. And he's in the Lions Nation Unite app as well. Silver members, we have Nomis J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cold. The signal is in the sky for the Batman of the 313. He is coming to save the day. We have John Martin, the tornado. The F5 is blowing through the building. The Frenchman, Mr. Scotty the Bear, baguettes and all that good stuff like that. And then we have Go Lions. For our gold members, we have Mr. Reliable himself, Michael Huck, Just in the D, Pride 74, friend of the show, Doug Prince 72, the inspirational one, Turner C. Burley, Dominic Davis, Larry McQuiston, Bob Korowski. You know who it is. Big Ferg, our head writer over there on DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com. Random Flag 606, Miles Gibbs, the Gridiron Blitz, Mr. Rough and Raw himself, North End Ken, holding it down. Be safe out there on the roadways, my dude. And you know who it is, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button in the description or the Detroit Lions on the Prowl logo at the bottom of the screen.
It's been a really good show. I mean, you know, we're ready to take it to those Bears on Sunday. Free for all Friday tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing time. But let's take care of the rest of this show and kick it to my main man, Curt, for the rest of the show.
You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And you know what you guys do. If you haven't done so already, you keep coming back for more. Subscribe to the channel. Join the family. Be a part of the March to 10,000. Get on the bus, trust, ride this train, Wayne, and join the ride, Clyde, because we're going to have some fun right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And check us out on DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com. Matthew Ferguson, the aforementioned one, Big Ferg, does a great job writing some articles over there for us on DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com. And you can check him out in Lions Nation Unite. He posts over there too. He's in that, he's in that building too. So I don't know what you're waiting on. The virtual hangout for Lions fans is right over there on Lions Nation Unite. They're doing meetups. We're doing chats. We're checking out people's fan caves. And this is a great time right over there on Lions Nation Unite. Brought to you by, you know who it is, Herman Moore and Team 84. If you want to get yourself some Prowl Nation gear, I'm rocking that Hockamania shirt, you know, and then Jim rocking that Lions on the Prowl family shirt. Go over to lionsontheprowlshop.com and get yourself some Prowl Nation gear. Big shout out to my man, Big Ferg. He was rocking his What Up No shirt the other day out there on the West Coast. So I really appreciate that, man. Thanks for doing that and rocking and being a part of Prowl Nation. So, and then if you're going to get yourself some Lions gear, now is the road week. So, you know, I'm rocking my 2021 road hat, sideline gear. Go over to fanatics.com and get yourself some Lions gear. The link is in the description. A proceeds from that link will help us grow the content on this channel. And you get a 20% coupon every time you make an order on fanatics.com. Or you can sign up for their Fan Cash Rewards program and earn yourself some free Detroit Lions gear. The more you buy, the more you earn. So
yeah, I just did that too. I got a Derek Barnes jersey coming, and we got that Fan Cash on there though. So yeah, go to the fanatics.com and the link below, and then that helps the show. Definitely
do that. So what's today is? Today is Thursday, right? So you got to grind it out for one more day because it's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday. What? That's coming up tomorrow on Free for All Friday, but it's Thursday. So keep grinding it out. Get this napkin, crumbs off your face, finish your drink, and get back to work, baby. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.